pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, can we have roll call, please?
Shoemaker,
Here.
Kellogg,
Here.
Vaughn,
Here.
Poland,
Here.
Hofstadter,
Here.
and Khan.
Here.
Okay. The community calendar is full, if you noticed. There's a lot happening. This weekend is the Northeast Ohio Sportsman Show out at the Mount Hope Event Center. Pajama parties coming up in Berlin on the 25th. There's just a lot of things happening. I have some things in January, February, and March. The two things on here, the closing ceremony for Home Center at Home Center for the Arts Theater is on June 7th, and then June 8th is the bicentennial closing weekend here in Millersburg. So that is what is coming up. As far as the bicentennial update, please be thinking about some things that we could put in the time capsule. And before one of our council meetings in February or March, I would like to take a picture of all of us for in the time capsule. Okay? Any visitors wish to address council? All right. Can we have a motion to suspend the reading of the minutes, please?
Second.
Poland, Hofstadter,
Aye.
Shoemaker,
Aye.
Kellogg,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Aye.
and Khan.
Aye.
Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I so approve.
I'll
Make the
second.
motion.
Shoemaker,
Aye.
Kellogg,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Aye.
Poland, Hofstadter,
Aye.
and Khan.
Aye.
All right, are there any questions on the bills? We have Resolution 2025-1. The bills total $368,030.40.
Nate, talk about the locks, the time locks.
Oh, so at the park, we're trying out time locks. We can set the opening and closing time of them, so we don't have to remember to be down there to unlock them.
And so is that a total of 4 locks?
That is 2 they've done so far.
Two.
Right,
Two parks, right?
2 parks.
Yeah.
Two parks, but 2 restrooms in each one?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes,
so-
it was full, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Any other questions? All right, we have a motion to pay the bills.
Make a motion.
Second.
Khan,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Aye.
Shoemaker,
Aye.
Kellogg,
Yes.
Poland, Hofstadter,
Aye.
All right, Nate.
All right, the design review board met the 8th, approved the revised Millersburg Christian Church plans. Planning and zoning also met and denied the JH Company, which is Tobacco Hut, variance request for the freight container. The street department storage building was virtually done. They were just waiting on a little bit more metal that was messed up twice. So had to get the right metal. The color was wrong. So just a few pieces of fascia and then they'll do the gutters and be done. And that'll wrap that project up. Obviously with the weather, there's not a whole lot going on with the sidewalk. Other than I will mention, I'm sure you saw the barricades up at the square. That bell got ripped out a week ago,
Yeah, those,
Monday.
is their insurance gonna cover, reimburse the village for that?
I haven't got a copy of the report yet, so once I get that, then I'll contact them and find out how they want to handle it. But yeah, that's typically what happens. So yeah, once we get a decent weather break, we want to get those replaced. We'll probably do the square quicker just to get that hole protected again. It's not as critical that the concrete, if it doesn't have the best finish, that's okay. We'll live with it.
How many times has that bell been reset?
Actually reset, this is the second time. It's
Okay.
been hit countless times. It's all gouged up and it's doing its job. This one other time it got upset a little bit and we were able to replace or reset it. This is the first that I know of that it's actually been ripped out of the ground
Okay.
like that. It ended up down at the Hub building.
Gee.
Yeah.
You gonna carry it back to the square?
It's already there. I already did it.
That's what I was waiting for.
I'm willing to bet you didn't.
How much do you think that thing weighs?
Brad asked me, I would guess 400 or 500 pounds.
He had the Muscle Man Christmas sweater on the
No,
other
that's
day,
right.
so it could be that we got the Hulk sitting there, we don't even know it.
Nate, how many times has the one on the southeast corner been hit?
Well, it's gone
It's
now,
gone.
Oh, it's gone.
since the commissioners changed the radius.
Yeah.
But before,
I didn't notice that.
a lot. It got hit quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that
Yeah,
Willie Mast used to complain about.
didn't like that one. Yep. Kind of lost track where we're at. The post office project that we talked about before, I reached out to Chris Young, he approved the use of the permissive funds, so I ordered the RRFBs. Should get them by the end of this month, and I do want to wait till we get a little better weather on that concrete, since there's so much of it there. I want to get that one right, so we're not continually repairing it. So hopefully early spring we'll be able to get in, do the demolition and pour the new island and sidewalk, get those posts set, and hopefully make a nice improvement there. I think it's going to be a great project. So, and I just put some numbers in, kind of went over the last year, the number of zoning permits, lot splits, et cetera, that we've reviewed. And I think there's more of them. The transition, I've been working with Chad taking over, so I'm not sure if he has another list, because I know there's others out there that weren't on my list, so it's probably more than that. But I also wanted to, I've not done this before, but I wanted to bring it up. Our CRA program continues to be very popular. We got 14 residential applications in last year. The residential CRA is Community Reinvestment Area. It's a property tax incentive, and it's based on the increased tax valuation. So if you had a vacant piece of ground taxed at whatever, $100 a year, just for numbers' sake, the post improvement, they take the new assessment minus the old assessment, and you get 50% off of that for 5 years, another 25% off for the following 5 years. So it's been a nice program. I don't know how many there's been total. I'd have to add them all up. Obviously it's a 10-year program, so some have dropped off. But I'm guessing we've probably done 50 or 60 of them since the program was initiated. And it's not just new construction, it can be remodeling.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
If the remodeling you're doing is gonna increase your tax valuation, you know, not everything you do would. So that's been a good thing. And then commercial end, there's 3 of them in place. We've had 4 total. Amish Wedding Foods expired last year. I'm sorry, 23 that expired. The 3 in place now are Danbury, Kaufman Realty's building up here, and then the new B&L Transport property. And I put in the total project costs and the amount of incentive that they were approved for. So, pretty interesting, good program. Brought a lot of, the commercial side is tied to job creation. So we brought in a lot of new jobs into the village with these projects. Residential, it's always nice to be able to give residents a break on taxes and improve properties. So, that's all I've got. Thank you.
Nate, I got a question for you on the demolition permit. The white garage there on Worcester Road, there on the curve, isn't that part of?
It's on the county's
It's on
site.
It's,
Yeah.
is it, you know when it's, it just seems like
I'm
every time I
assuming
look
it
at
was supposed to
that-
be part of the 24
The whole
group.
program's delayed.
Yeah,
I'm on the list for one as well.
yeah,
2024 hasn't happened yet,
right.
None of it has?
not to my knowledge.
Hmm.
Did you just watch those cracks get
I know.
wider
I
and
know,
wider and
waiting for
wider?
that back piece to,
Yeah, I think you got that building behind it, so, okay.
Yeah, I know that's been on their scope.
I think the only thing that got done was the health building, wasn't it?
And Fairgrounds, they tore down
Oh.
I saw that.
Those
the
two.
office building there and the arena, whatever, the show barn, whatever it's called.
Okay, thank you, Nate.
Yep.
Chief?
The only thing I had Bobby sent out is our thing annual report from the police department. That's all I can add for this one. Thank you.
Thank you for that, very
Thank you.
informative. Yep.
Chief, do you have any idea why the phone calls were so crazy this year? I mean, it's almost a 50% increase from the prior years.
Other than that, they started logging more. I mean, it's just when we log in and you get your stuff logged, so. But other than that, no, I do not.
Just surprised me that that was such a huge increase this year.
Walk-ins were too.
Mhm.
Walk-ins increased.
Mhm.
Okay, Bobby?
Okay, you guys acknowledged the December financial report. I was gonna, real quick today, get the year-end reports all out to you, but I'm gonna take my time, make sure they're organized, make sure they look exactly like they should, since this is my first year solo. Those will be ready by next meeting, or before. I'll send those out to you before. So, that is it for now.
Okay, thank you. Bob?
Thank you. In your packet, you saw the legislation on the AT&T issue. We don't have any AT&T infrastructure in our right of way. However, the OML, Ohio Municipal League, asked every municipality to support their effort to petition the PUCO to not allow that. And I can understand why, because that will open up the floodgates, so to speak, for other utilities to do the same thing. And it could very well affect Millersburg at some point. So I thought it was important to do that. I didn't know about it. Brent had called me, and so I drew up the legislation, and now it's with you, and it'll have to be passed on an emergency basis. We need to get it down to the OML as soon as possible. And Bobby, I emailed the attorney for the OML. He has not told me. I assume I'm just going to email.
Just gonna email the,
Yeah,
once it's
I assume
passed.
that, but
Okay.
I'll try to get a hold of him.
Sure.
tomorrow, I'm sure.
Sounds good.
With regard to the personnel policy, I'm still working on the section about the definition of the essential functions of law enforcement officer, police officer. I should have that for the next meeting. And then we have a larger project of revising the entire personnel policy. And we'll be working with Clemens Nelson and Associates with that. That's more of a long-term project. Time is not of the essence on that, so I'm not sure when we'll get to that. We're working with a guy, Kevin from Clemens Nelson. He's pretty busy right now. The other thing, I will be on vacation. I'm not bragging, but I'm going to be in Florida next week. I will be available by telephone as usual, but I just want to make you aware that I will be gone. Try to get over my terrible case of seasonal affective disorder. So I'll be a big smile on my face when I come back, probably. That's all I've got.
All right, thank you so much. So when are we meeting in Florida for dinner one night?
Yeah.
I hope the weather's better. It's been terrible
Oh, I
down
know
there.
it has been. Our friends are down there now, and it
Yeah.
has not been that warm.
My brother sent me a picture last week that they opened warming stations up in Florida, so.
A lot of those places don't have furnaces.
No,
A lot of those homes
I
don't
did.
have.
I lived in
Darryl,
Fort
I said,
Lauderdale.
I would actually rather be here in 0-degree temperatures than down there when it's like 50 or 40
Yeah.
or whatever. You know, not a whole lot you can do down there when it's that cold.
That's it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hopefully you get a heat wave.
We've never gone down in January before, so it's sort of an experiment.
When I lived down there, it was some of the coldest temperatures they ever had. It was 32 degrees in Miami at noon.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh.
It snowed.
Oh, boy.
All right. It is time for us to decide who will be the 2025 council president.
I will make the motion to appoint Andrea Kellogg to keep in our rotation. She hasn't had it yet.
Anyone else? No. Andrea, would you,
If they're confident that 1 year under my belt that I've done okay and I know what I'm doing, then I'm confident that I know what I'm doing.
we have a motion, do we have a second?
So moved.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
I'm assuming Andrea can't vote for herself.
I'll
We're gonna
abstain.
skip you. Okay. Vaughn.
Aye.
Poland. Hofstadter.
Aye.
Khan.
Aye.
All right, Andrea, well, at the next meeting, you'll be sitting
Okay.
up here, all right?
Alrighty.
Council meeting dates and times. Do we want to keep it the second and fourth Mondays?
But moving the meeting time to noon.
I won't be able to make
Yeah.
24
How about-
meetings.
No, how about 6 instead of 7?
It still limits me. You're welcome to, you'll have to excuse me if I'm not hit back, like today. I could do 6:30, I mean, that would be, but 6 really pushes me at times.
6:30, do we want to do 6:30? Or do we want to keep it? You guys decide.
doesn't-
Yeah, majority
doesn't matter.
rules, I'm just,
I think we have an established track record of 7 o'clock forever and ever that I don't have a problem keeping it there.
Devon?
You still want to do the June, July, and August one time?
I want to do 2,
Per
but that's
month.
what everybody decides.
The first Monday of the month, or
First Tuesday?
second Monday of the month, but
Second.
the first normal
First meeting
meeting.
date.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if there's ever an emergency issue that comes up and we need to meet, again, we can do that.
yeah, we'll come in anyway.
Need a
I guess
motion for that.
I would make a motion to continue 2025 at 7 PM for council meetings.
On the
Yeah.
second and fourth?
Yeah, and then for June, July, and August, have the one meeting, which would be the first, or the second Monday of every month. Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
I'll second that.
Khan.
Aye.
Hofstadter.
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Kellogg.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Aye.
And Poland.
Okay, we have one meeting date, Tuesday, May 27th is on Memorial Day. Do we want to do, or I'm sorry, Monday, May 27th is Memorial Day. Do we want to do Tuesday or Wednesday? Monday, the 26th.
You got it. We knew what you meant.
Yeah, sorry. Do we want to do Tuesday or Wednesday that week? Did we do Wednesday last
Yeah,
time?
that way if anybody's traveling. they
Yeah,
got
they'll
one
have
day
time to get back.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wednesday, the 28th will be that council meeting. Is that all right with everyone? That's the only
Holiday?
holiday. Crazy holiday, big holiday.
I'm afraid I'm gonna forget to say this, so I don't. I'm gonna get all these published, like right off the bat. I'll just get them all published at the beginning of the year, put all this in there. Along those same lines, committees, and I know we're talking about committees in just a little bit. We need to publish those too. They don't have to be a legal ad, but they do have to be published. And we should get them in, sooner than later. So if you're on a committee, especially if you're a committee chair, be sure and let me know when those when you have a meeting and you establish your next meeting, be sure and let me know what that is so that I always have enough time to get those published.
Okay, thank you. I did want everyone to know that a couple dates that I haven't put up yet. I talked to Taylor Sigler, and May 17th, we're gonna do Vintage in the Village and the garage sales all on the same day. I just think that's, both of us thought that would be good to just get more people into town. So I talked to Nate about having May 31st, because the weekend after that is Memorial Day. So the weekend after Memorial Day is going to be Saturday, May 31st to have for trash cleanup day. Does that sound good? It worked well last time with people who had garage sales then could get rid of things.
West Holmes graduation would be that weekend before, so we should be good.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
West Holmes
Okay,
graduation would
okay.
be in
Would be the-
between the two of those.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Are we gonna do the shredding on that day too? Is that,
Yeah.
that went over pretty well, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
I thought they said it was slow this
it
year.
was pretty slow. So
Was
we
it?
talked about really kind of getting word out there
Okay.
a little bit more, see if it picks up.
To
But
get more
obviously,
shredding.
Yeah. yeah.
Okay.
I forget how many pounds we had, but I mean, they were nowhere close to full, so we had
Yeah.
plenty of extra room.
What you should publish is how much it costs if you go to a private shredder.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
don't realize the
Yeah,
savings.
that's true.
That's true.
It is.
Good point.
So can you check to see if they could do shredding on May
You
31st,
betcha.
please? Okay, so the committee appointments, I changed things around as all of you saw. We have some new appointments to the committees that I need approval for. We have the Design Review Board, Jill Ebley is going to be on that, and she's here, so you guys can all see her. Thank you for coming, Jill. I put Josh Randolph and Larissa Arnold on the Business and Housing Committee, Megan Stryker and Dave Schrock on Tree City, and Chad Curry on Holmes Fire District 1. So if that's all.
Are those additions or people coming off of this?
People coming off, and yeah. Now, Holmes Fire District 1 has one rotating seat, and this year is the village, so. Chad came to the meeting last week and got an eye full of fire department. So if that's all right with you guys, I would like a motion to approve them.
Make a motion to approve those appointments, Con.
I'll second.
Cullen,
Aye.
Shoemaker,
Aye.
Kellogg,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Aye.
Pullen, Hofstadter.
Aye.
Okay. The only committee meeting that I know is coming up this week is the Business and Housing Committee on Wednesday at 6 o'clock here in council chambers. So now I'm going to read to you my State of the Village report. As stated by the Ohio Revised Code, section 733.41, quote, "At the first regular meeting in January of each year, and at such other times as the mayor deems expedient, he shall report to the legislative authority concerning the affairs of the municipal corporation and recommend such measures as seem proper to him," end quote. So to be in compliance with the Ohio Revised Code, I'm submitting this State of the Village to you and the entirety of Millersburg. I would like to start out by thanking council, the village administration, our chief and village police department, our hardworking street and water sewer departments, committee members, our commissioners, local clubs and groups, our local businesses, as well as every resident who has gotten involved with our community this past year. Participating in events, opening lines of communication, giving suggestions, asking questions, finding solutions, and doing your part to perform your duties to the best of your ability. Everything you have done has been with the intention of improving Millersburg. It truly takes a village. We are in this together to better our burg. We began 2024 with council goals. As elected representatives, you each have a responsibility to represent your constituents, and the goals you brought to council at the beginning of the year showed you wanted to do just that. Pullen suggested she would like to see the upkeep of the village hall, painting, and repairs were needed. Hofstadter said traffic flow in the village is an issue. He would like to see the use of smart traffic lights to improve traffic flow, and would also like to see improvement to the sidewalk on North Clay Street near the curve once the demolition of the building owned by Village Motors is complete. Shoemaker said he would like more activities and events to bring the community together and bring in visitors, as well as he would like to see the village begin to plan to purchase Millersburg Elementary property. He would also like to see the new amphitheater utilized and look at ways of replacing the revenue from the Millersburg Elementary. Vaughn would like to find funding and budgeting to purchase Millersburg Elementary property, as well as focus on the comprehensive plan the village initiated in 2023. Kahn said traffic noise was a big problem in the village, and he would like to take a closer look at our ordinances to determine what can be done about exhaust engine noise. Also focus on grant funding for airport park improvements. Kellogg wanted to be attentive to citizens' concerns and find the answers they need. This past year, we refaced the Village Hall and we are currently awaiting our new signage, so we met Devon's goal. With the help of HDM and the Holmes County Historical Society, we added some new events to Millersburg this year: Garage Sale Day, Trick or Treat, and Merry Millersburg, and we have some additional things planned for 2025. I formed a new business and housing committee to discuss and find ways to add housing and business growth to Millersburg. Included in that conversation, the Millersburg Elementary property ideas and ways to reach those goals. So we met some of Bob's goals and part of Tom's goals. Our officers have been addressing traffic safety and noise issues in the village. We had funding to add additional pickleball courts to Airport Park this summer, so we met most of Brad's goals. We've been addressing a plethora of concerns by both residents and business owners in the village, so we met Andrea's goals. Now I'd like to discuss Brent and my goal of traffic in the downtown. We had a study done in the spring to evaluate our traffic flow in the downtown. It was determined by that company with our current system this was the best it was going to get. As each of you know, anyone who sits in traffic in Millersburg disagrees with that statement, and we now know there is a better path forward with our traffic situation. Tonight, I gave each of you estimates for smart lights in the downtown. These estimates include pricing for the first year, as well as the additional costs for the next 5 years. The total costs are a little over $239,000. My hope is we can have a conversation on purchase and installation, as well as the best way to add this to our budget in the coming year. I would also like to discuss this with the commissioners to see if they know of any grant funding that would assist us in this endeavor. As we continue into 2024, the new Business and Housing Committee was formed and started to meet regularly. The goals for this committee were defined. Access to housing is the first step towards the future of Millersburg. We have the benefit of a public utility infrastructure. If we can house a workforce, then we will attract business. All you need to look at is Worcester and see how they have taken different buildings and areas to create housing opportunities. The businesses are lining up to get into Worcester now. We need to come up with innovative ways to get more housing in Millersburg. The younger generation is looking for affordable housing. If we can attract them, it will guarantee our future prosperity. We need to do things to encourage development and attract retailers and restaurants as well. We need to be strategic and intentional. We need to encourage residents to spend money with local businesses. Competition with big box stores is hard. Local businesses invest locally. They support our schools, our organizations, and scholarship opportunities for our kids. This committee is goal-oriented in action, not just discussion. We meet the second Wednesday of odd months if anyone is interested to attend and be included in the discussion. In March, I had a conversation with Dave Hall about the needs in our downtown that led to the grant funding opportunities for Millersburg. This was the beginning of our 2025 sidewalk project. Our first grant towards this was the CBDG funds we were awarded at the beginning of May for $136,400. By May 20th, an ARC application was being worked on by Arnie Oliver. He asked Nate and I for a commitment to utilize our normal $125,000 sidewalk and curb appropriation to this project in order to complete the application, as well as a project area map. We were awarded the ARC funds the beginning of July in the amount of $112,000. We then received word from Dave that there was an additional $51,632 available. This makes our total sidewalk project for 2025 $425,032, a little under $500,000. Thank you to the commissioners and Arnie for helping us turn a small project that would have had to be completed in multiple phases into a large project to enhance the beauty of our downtown. Many projects found their completion the beginning of spring and early summer. We completed the amphitheater, turf, and step installation, as well as electrical receptacles and lighting at the Deer Run Pavilion and Veteran Memorial. We received word that our suggestion, based on 2 speed studies to the state for speed limits on Worcester Road, North and South Clay Street, and South Washington Street, had been approved. We resurfaced the cemetery roads and performed reclamite treatment as a trial on several streets to help prolong the life of the pavement. We were also part of the annual Arbor Day program with Millersburg Elementary School, ODNR anniversary tree planting at Deer Run, and our annual tree removal, trimming, and planting program. Thank you to Brent and the Tree City Committee and our street department for their work on that. As summer progressed into fall, the construction of the street department storage building began, as well as our annual normal sidewalk program to install 830 feet of sidewalks, driveway aprons, and curbs. Due to weather, some of this will be finished in the spring. At Airport Park, we put in a new backstop at the ball field and added 2 new pickleball courts and striping and painting of those, thanks to Brad, Andrea, and Tom, the park committee. Our village offices were upgraded with new windows, siding, paint, and coming soon, new signage to the front and side. In addition to all this, we participated in the Holmes County Bicentennial this year, with Andrea and I being part of the committee, making decisions, constructing a mural with the partnership of HDM and the Millersburg Eagles, participating in the Bicentennial Kickoff Parade and speeches, our upcoming coloring contest, and the closing ceremony coming this June to our amphitheater, featuring an old-time band playing turn-of-the-century music and the closing of Millersburg Time Capsule. HDM Director Taylor Sigler, as well as myself and a couple of HDM board members, completed a questionnaire to put Millersburg into the running for Ohio Magazine's Best Hometown. They sent representatives to do interviews of each of us in July, and it was an honor to be awarded Ohio Magazine's Best Hometown for 2024-2025. I want to share a few statistics as well. I'll start with the police department. We currently have a total of 18 members of the police auxiliary. Our traffic stops this year have increased from last year an additional 362 stops, making our total stops for the year 1,294. While our stops have increased, our overtime has gone down over 200 hours in the police department. As far as overall employees, we currently have 30 full-time employees and 11 part-time employees. As you know, last year we added an administrative assistant, Chad Klein. He has jumped right in and has been doing a phenomenal job working alongside Nate. The total payroll for all of our employees in 2024 was $1.8 million. Financially, I'm happy to report the Council of the Village of Millersburg has been fiscally responsible with your tax dollars in 2024. We are acutely aware that every single dollar spent by the village is a dollar given to us by each of you through your taxes. Decisions to spend money on anything is not taken lightly. The Village of Millersburg ended 2023 with $7.4 million in the bank. As Bobby closed out everything for 2024, I am pleased to say we ended the year with $7.5 million in the bank. I would like to thank each council member for their understanding of the financial responsibility placed on them by the residents of the village. You've done a wonderful job. As we begin a new year, many decisions will be made. Events will bring people into town. New signs will welcome people into town. We will close a historical bicentennial celebration, and we will see new people volunteering to sit on committees. I urge each of you to get involved. Contact a council member or myself. Tell us your ideas, ask your questions, run for office. As I said before, it takes an entire village to make a better place for each of us to live, work, and play. The accomplishments of this village are not my achievements. Each of you who have any part in relaying your ideas, having discussions, asking questions, making decisions, and getting the job done are what make this village successful. Thank you for doing your part.
Very nice.
Thank you all. It means a lot. It's very nice when I sit down to write to think of every person in this room who has made an impact on the Village of Millersburg in this year. So I just thank you all so much because we have done a lot this year and it's all been good. I wanted to know if there are any committee reports from anyone. I have a report from the Fire Committee. They gave us our 2024 annual fire report. The Village of Millersburg had 613 calls in 2024. There were different incident types. There were 55 fires. Now this is total for District 1, not just specifically for Millersburg. I just thought it was interesting. There were 952 EMS calls. There were 28 hazmat related calls. There were 60 public service calls, which are like smoke detectors or assisting invalids or animal rescue or unauthorized burning. There were 100 good intent calls, 44 false alarm calls. There were 2 casualties. 1 individual died 2 weeks after the fire from injuries, and 1 individual passed away on scene due to re-entering a building. Also at the Fire District 1 meeting last Thursday, we voted for Brian Rafferty to be the new Fire District 1 chief. So we have a new fire chief. We don't have an assistant chief as of now, but we have a chief. Okay, legislation. We'll start with Resolution 2025-2 by title only. A resolution authorizing the transfer of sums from the general fund to the sewer enterprise fund. Are there any questions? All right, we have Resolution 2025
Yep, it's 3.
-3.
It's 3.
It should be 3
Sorry.
by title only. Before I read this, I'm going to ask for a motion to suspend the second and third readings.
So moved.
Hofstadter,
Aye.
Poland, Shoemaker,
Aye.
Kellogg.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Aye.
And Con.
Aye.
All right, Resolution 2025-3 by title only, a resolution of the Village of Millersburg supporting the Ohio Municipal League's challenge of AT&T's tariff application at the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio. Are there any questions? Can we have a motion to pass?
Second.
Poland. Vaughn.
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Poland. No, I said Poland. Let's try Kellogg.
Yes.
Okay. Hofstadter.
Aye.
Con.
Aye.
All right, we have ordinance 2025-101 by title only, an ordinance amending the zoning map zone territory of the Village of Millersburg. Are there any questions? Okay, old business. Do you have any old business? I have one thing for old business. What day was that? Thursday? Was it last Thursday, the HDM?
Oh, yeah, Thursday.
Annual
Yeah,
meeting?
Yeah, sorry.
We had the HDM annual meeting, and we were presented with the cover, it's hanging up there on the wall, of Best Hometown. And Nate hung that up for us, so that's hanging on the wall.
Very
Any,
nice.
yeah, I thought so too. The Ohio Magazine presented one to me and one to Taylor. So it was really nice.
You don't have our new flag hanging up.
No, I had it in here and I don't know where it went. Do we know where the flag went?
I think it's back there under that gray coat up there.
Okay, we'll get it hung up. We'll get it hung up this week. I had a hammer and nothing to hang anything when I was in here this week. We'll get that hung up, Bob. Any other old business? Any new business?
Yeah, I got a letter here from the Department of Commerce. Basically, long story short, the Dollar General store in town has applied for a liquor license. This would be a new license. And our role in this at this point is to basically, we could either just accept it and be okay with it, or we can object and request a hearing on that. So, just need to know. I can sign it. I just would need permission to do so.
So you need a motion to say it's okay, or just,
That would be
I'll make a
fantastic.
motion. Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, Kellogg.
Yes,
Did you say
sorry.
yes?
I'm sorry.
Sometimes
I was
I'm
waiting
down.
for Devon to say yes. We gotta switch roles.
We've been through that before.
Okay, let's start all over.
Okay.
Kellogg.
Yes.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Poland. Hofstadter.
Aye.
Con.
Aye.
Okay, I'll sign that and get it sent in. That's it.
Any other new business?
I just had a question. As you were talking about some of the information that you shared regarding the fire department, I had a resident ask me over the weekend if the Village of Millersburg flushes hydrants. I said, they do. I didn't know how often they did that. But even the more important question with everything happening out in California, the water pressure, he asked me, is there enough water pressure? And I said I believe so. I couldn't give him a definitive response to that. He actually said he was gonna be here. He's not here today, but in his absence, I thought I'd follow up and inquire if that's something somebody knows. I can always follow up with the chief too and inquire about that.
So we flush our hydrants annually. That's an EPA mandate that we do that, so we do that. Some of them get flushed more than annually for maintenance purposes. As far as fire pressure, we meet the minimum requirement for water pressure in a public water system everywhere in town. More important is volume for fire protection. We have an adequate source of water. Pumps will come on when there's a huge demand, and they'll keep up with, our water wells produce 1,000 gallons a minute, so we're fine there. That doesn't take into account what we have in storage. What we have run into is places don't always have adequate volume and flow for a fire suppression system within their buildings. That's up to them to provide either auxiliary storage or a fire pump, depending on what the needs of their building are. But we meet what we're required to do on our end.
So if a business or a note was concerned about whether they had that, that would be something they would need to,
They would know already.
they would know
Yeah,
that.
they have to have annual inspections as
Oh, okay,
well.
so they would know.
So like the hotels down at the
Okay.
south end of town have a fire pump in the building for the upper
Okay.
floors, or for the whole fire suppression system. But because of the height, it's all based on the type and use of the building.
We've all learned a lot and asked a lot watching California.
Mm-hmm.
I would caution anybody to compare Ohio to California.
Yeah, it's apples to oranges, yeah. But like he said, it makes people then think.
Sure,
Mhm.
yeah. We have more than plenty of water. We're very fortunate in that regard.
That's good.
Thank you, Dave.
Yep.
Any other new business?
Just a comment that I probably should run up when we were talking about the meeting dates in June, July, and August not meeting. I looked back to see what was going on last year, to see if that was an issue. The only thing that I saw was there was a zoning change that started in June, so as opposed to being done in 6 weeks, it was done in 3 months. That we might want to consider doing one reading and announce at that meeting that we're gonna have the second and third reading.
At the next
Because it's
meeting.
already been through planning and zoning, it's been through one council meeting, to move that along to not punish that.
That's right.
that
Yeah,
person.
that's a good,
I
yeah,
remember
that's a
that.
Good idea.
good, that's a good idea. That's a
I
good
remember
idea.
that.
Because
Yeah,
we don't wanna restrict movement.
yeah,
And if we did that, it would be the same time if we did 3 separate readings.
right, right. That's a great idea.
Does that cause any issues? That shouldn't, right?
No, you can wait.
Still
It's not something I'd wanna do all the time,
Right.
but,
But in that case, it would be,
right.
okay. Good.
And if it's contested, you know, if you have
Yeah,
a room full of people, then.
then we can talk
we'll do-
about it.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, anything else? Any visitors wish to address council?
Doesn't Joga have to do a speech tonight?
That's
You're
great.
getting the look from Jill.
One comment I do have, the estimates you have on the Pathmaster work, I think I'm gonna invite Kevin from Pathmaster to come talk to you guys about that system, because I don't wanna put words in his mouth, but he looked at everything and went back and talked to the owner of Pathmaster and explained everything, and they can put this in, but they're not 100% sold that that's gonna fix anything.
That's what I wanted.
We still have our constraints that we have. We don't have any storage. They were looking to see if, the Centrax system works best in a long linear path where it can coordinate lights. They looked at, it was an option to incorporate, ideally you need more than 3 intersections to make it effective. if they could incorporate the south 3 intersections, kind of a T shape instead of just a long line, and it doesn't operate in that regard. So I'd like them to come talk to you guys, because I'm not 100% sold that I don't want to have the impression out there that we could put the system in
And
It's a
everything's
lot.
gonna be fixed.
And that's a lot of money.
it is.
It is
That's
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now, one part of that I do want to do without changing Glen Drive. It's an oddball intersection. I'd like to get it the same as our other 5, just for, it's so much nice. We have parts for one system versus
Yeah.
2.
And the front page is the first year, and then years 2 through 5, if you look at that. But I wanted you guys to all have a chance to look at that, and then we can have a discussion. But I think that's a great idea, is get them in here so we can ask questions and find out what would be the best thing to do.
Yeah, because if it's not gonna help, why?
Right, why spend that kind of money?
Yeah.
Right. So, okay. Anything for executive session?
I just have one more question for Nate. Did you share the picture with Asmeyer and Billy?
Oh, about
Of,
the tiny.
Yeah, we
Bronies?
reached out to them.
So they have a problem yet or not?
I didn't hear anything back, no.
I think it's pretty nice looking.
That's where your family's gonna put you in one of those.
Well,
when
they're gonna put me somewhere, all right?
Is that it?
I think so.
All right, we have a motion for adjournment.
you got comic relief sitting right
Yeah.
here.
I so move if anyone else has.
We already,
I'm just going.
it's all right,
I'm
just
just going
go, just
without
go
you
with
guys.
it, just go with it.
Poland, Hofstadter,
Aye.
Shoemaker,
Aye.
Kellogg, yes, Vaughn,
Aye.
Con.
Aye.
All right, thank you for coming. Have a wonderful evening.